So today I'm going to be sharing how I landed my first brand deal with one of my dream brands. If you're new here, hello, I'm Morgan, a content strategist, creative, and storyteller. And I started my UGC journey around May of this year. I've been posting content like on my business page, on my personal page before, but I was never like consistent with it. And so as I'm entering this UGC space, I was like, let me be more consistent. Let me just put myself out there. So I've kind of started this journey. And if everybody knows me, they know I love Salada Down, right? And so when I started this journey, I was like, if I could work with Salada, one of my dream brands, like I know I've made it. And it's only happened 2 months into my journey. Basically started this journey just wanting to create another source of income for myself, but also I genuinely like creating content and it's something fun for me. So even if I don't get the brand deal, like I think that's more important, is just creating a space of consistency for myself, and just putting myself out there, right? And so when I started this journey, like I said, I was like, I'm going to reach out to Salada, right? And I was reading the word one day and my devotional asked me, where can you take a bold step today in your faith? And it just put me, at a pause because I really didn't know how to answer that question. And I was actually heading on a flight to go to a women's conference. And the Lord was like, reach out to Salada. And so I was like, okay, Lord, I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna reach out in the DMs and see what happens. And it was 30 minutes later and they got back to me and they sent me like their PR email, reached out to the PR email. Now, mind you, it was about like a month and a half until I was able to actually go to Salada, get the content. But it was kind of like back and forth in emails, trying to figure out which location in Houston was the best one for me to go to. And yeah, just kind of that whole process. And even during the negotiation process, I was like, okay, should I ask for money? Because at first it was just a free, just a free salad, right? Just a free salad or wrap, go in, give your experience. But I was like, well, let me try to negotiate. I'm not with an agency or anything. So I was like, the negotiation is pretty much up to me. And I was able to land a paid brand deal instead of just a gifted collaboration. And so that's all glory to God. And I was just reading in 2 Kings verse 4, how the woman had, nothing in her house, right? She owed debt. And she asked Elijah, the prophet, like, what can you help me with? I need you to help me. My husband, he was a servant of yours. Help me. And so basically he said, get all of the empty flasks from your neighbors, and I want you to fill it with oil. And the Lord just allowed the oil to flow. The oil came from the Lord, right? She had a little bit of oil in her house and he was able to multiply that. And so she didn't ask any questions. She just did it, right? And so sometimes we want God to give us the full staircase, line everything out before we act and we move. And all he wants is your yes and your obedience and your boldness in your faith. And so I was able to, like I said, take that bold step, think about the widow in 2 Kings and kind of apply that to my life and just take that bold step. And so, y'all, I was able to, like I said, land that paid brand deal with one of my dream brands. And I even reached back out to them and said, hey, I love working with you all. Like, would love to, stay connected in the future. And even before, too, I also forgot to mention, even before I actually landed the brand deal, I had already posted a video of Salada on my page. So I don't know if that helped me out any kind of way, but like, yeah, when I'm reaching out to brands, I just make sure that I'm saying, hey, I already use your product. Like, do you have anything open? Do you have any partnerships? Are y'all looking for any new partnerships? And lately it's been a lot of no's and a lot of, we don't have any, partnerships at the moment, but thank you for reaching out. So it's just really like, just being consistent in this journey. You're going to get a lot of no's. I was even watching a video of another creator and she was saying she sent 5,000 pitches. And out of that, like only 20 people actually got back to her. And out of that 20, all weren't paid. Some were gifted, some were paid collaborations. But it's just like, it just shows you that like, you just have to put yourself out there and try. Everything won't be a yes. You just never know if you don't try. So that's the space that I'm in this UGC journey. I would say it may be helpful to have a media kit. I just recently created a media kit, but I was trying to kind of build up my brand. I'm working with an app called Stack Influence, and so they kind of send products and you get to review it. But those are just kind of like small collaborations. So I'm looking for like bigger collaborations. I even was able to recently go to Citizen of Montrose, which is local in Houston. Like I said, that wasn't a paid collaboration, but it was gifted. I was able to eat for free and just share my experience and have a good time. And they treated me so well. And actually, this birthday card is actually from them and their team. So like I said, just put yourself out there. God can do it, and he's opening space for you. Even though like UGC is kind of oversaturated, or just content creation is oversaturated, the market that is, it's a big market, and brands are literally looking for people like us to like share our true experience. So yeah, I just encourage you to get involved. But I definitely encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, just to see my journey. I'll be posting, my life updates, family, faith, food, all the things. So I'll see you in the next video.